Dennis, and I'm here on behalf of John Paul Mitchell Systems and Beauty Systems Group. Thank you so much for having me today. My lovely model Gretchen is here to help show you our amazing Awaphui Wild Ginger brand and some quick, easy styling techniques that can really expand your product service menu. So many women today are not styling their own hair. They're going to blowouts, and blowout bars are becoming huge. It's a part of our industry that we really need to focus on if we want a piece of that big money that's in blowouts. I like to do a really nice blowout on every single one of my clients because I want them to feel like $1,000,000 when they leave, because they remember that feeling and then they crave it every time that they come back. It makes them want to come back more frequently. But you also need to remind your clients that they can come in for a blowout anytime. They just want their hair really nice for a date night, or they're going to an event. They don't need to stress about doing their hair at home because you can provide that service for them. So we started Gretchen out in the wash house, and after we cleansed her hair, we performed a Keratriplex treatment on her. It's a two-part treatment that contains an ampule and a cream. So the Keratriplex ampule is pure keratin protein. It is a protein that is the closest you can find to human hair. So it's going to really bond with that hair and make it stronger, finding those weak points and strengthening them. You want to towel dry the hair after you cleanse it. Apply the ampule, 1 to 3 ampules depending on length and thickness of hair. We're going to allow that to set for 5 minutes and then apply directly over the top the Keratriplex, the keratin intensive treatment. This treatment is a super creamy conditioning mask, and you put that over. It's going to add a ton of moisture and also contains our Keratriplex protein. We're going to bag that and put it under the dryer for 10 minutes. When you rinse it out, it'll leave your hair beautifully shiny and healthy. It will reduce breakage up to 80%, increase shine by 35%, and reduce her color fading by 67%. We then came back to the chair where we prepped her hair using the Awaphui Wild Ginger Hydro Cream Whip. This is a really nice, creamy, moisturizing mousse, which adds volume but moisture at the same time. And so I applied this to my hand, and I like to kind of rub it around my hand so I can get it really evenly throughout the hair. Apply it mostly to the base area and then through the first third of the hair to give that nice volume when we blow it out later. Then to the mid shaft and ends to give that nice shine and smoothness to her blowout, I applied the Awaphui Wild Ginger Styling Treatment Oil. And this oil also contains our keratin protein, and it removes frizziness and makes your hair really nice and smooth, and is super lightweight, so it's not going to weigh it down while still adding that moisture and shine. We then went through and blew her out. To blow her out, I used my Paul Mitchell Express Ion Dry Blow Dryer and my Paul Mitchell 413 sculpting brush. The Paul Mitchell Express Ion Dry has our exclusive Express Ion complex built into the barrel and all of the attachments that come with it. The Express Ion complex is an exclusive blend of minerals, volcanic minerals, that emit far infrared heat and negative ions to dry the hair gently from the inside out, up to 60% faster. The 413 sculpting brush is one of my favorite brushes to use. It has these nice soft-tipped bristles, and it's padded, so it gives a really nice feeling to the customer's scalp. It's great for detangling on wet or dry hair. You can use it for blowing out, you can use it for sculpting and shaping. It's a very versatile tool that I use on most of my guests. I then went through, once she was nice and blown out, and I parted her off in a triangular shaped section. And I barrel curled her with my Express Ion curl. I used my Paul Mitchell Pro Sticks to section her off. I love the Pro Sticks because they fit nicely into my pocket, and they are coated with an antimicrobial coating, which helps keep them cleaner for our clients' safety. And they can hold a ton of hair. So those really thick haired clients where you have to use like 5 clips to keep their hair out of the way, you can use one Pro clip and stick it, or Pro stick, and stick it right in there, and it holds their hair nice and cleanly out of the way and looks very nice too. It's great for sectioning, for weaving, or for styling. So I sectioned her off in a triangular shape, wider at the front, narrower at the back through the top section. I used my Express Ion curl, which has a 1-inch aluminum barrel. It also contains our Express Ion complex, so it's going to be very moisturizing to the hair and leave nice, shiny, healthy looking curls. It has a digital temperature readout and heats up to 400 degrees. It also has a locking button so that we don't accidentally bump it and turn our temperature up, down, or turn the iron completely off. Once I was done with the top section, I went through and I curled her hair in a bricklayer pattern using barrel curls downward, going from on base up top to half base to off base, getting gradually less volume as we go. And then once I curled it, I took the hair and clipped it to keep it in a nice invisible roller to let it completely cool and set that way. In the front 2 sections, I went ahead and curled those pieces forward so that they frame her face nicely. Once I was done with that and it was completely cooled, I went through with my 413 sculpting brush, told you it was versatile, and I combed it, brushed it all through and shaped it into nice, smooth, luscious curls that are great for everyday wear or for going out for a night on the town. And now I am going to show you a really nice, fun, quick up style that you can do to upgrade this blowout and style into something just a little more fancy. So I'm going to take my Pro Sticks and section off that original section that I had, my triangular section right through here, and put that right out of the way. I'm then going to take my 413 sculpting brush and 2 elastics and bobby pins. I've knotted the 2 elastics together and put bobby pins through the ends of them, and I'm going to use that to secure my pony once we have the pony in place. So we're going to smooth all of this back. I'm going to use a little bit of my Paul Mitchell Awaphui Wild Ginger brand finishing spray, just to get those little flyaways to cooperate. The finishing spray has a super fine mist and a firm hold, so it's really nice, lightweight, but gives great hold, but still brushable. Now that we have that in place, I'm going to take a pony, holding it in my hand, and in a sewing fashion, sew a bobby pin diagonally into the base of the pony. I'm then going to wrap my elastic around the pony, taking the other bobby pin and crossing it right over the original one to really lock that pony in place. It's a great technique to use for doing ponies for styles because you don't run the risk then of getting all of the bumps and bubbles that come with traditional application of a ponytail. Again, I'm just going to get those little baby hairs right out of the way and incorporate them into my ponytail. Now I'm going to take a small piece from the underside of her pony so it won't be loose and wrap it around our base to completely hide that elastic. Just like that. Now we have this top section. We're going to let our top section down, brush through it just once more, comb it, brush it back. This is where I'm going to start our ruffle shape. I'm going to hold it here and using hairpins to just temporarily hold the shape that I'm looking for in place so that I can work with the ends without having to worry that the top is going to move on me. I'm going to apply these in a kind of crown shape. Didn't know you were going to be a princess today, did you? Just to give us that security. Now that I have that in place, I'm going to take this and kind of back brush a little bit with my 413 sculpting brush. And see the ruffle kind of come into play. And the curl just kind of lends itself to the ruffle shape. It's all in the way that we curled it from the beginning. I'm going to use hairpins to temporarily place the hair where I want it. I'm using hairpins instead of bobby pins because I want to be able to move the shape if I choose to without running the risk of pulling everything out. Now we're going to go back this way. I think I'm going to end it right over here. So that can kind of go into that. Now that I have it in the shape that I'm looking for, I'm going to go through and just secure it with a couple of bobby pins. And I'm just going to sew them in kind of underneath so that we can't see them. The sewing technique to apply your bobby pins is so helpful because it grabs a little bit of hair from both the top and bottom and just really connects the two together. Gives you a nice secure hold. I'm going to go ahead and take this little tail and just attach that underneath so that it looks that it seamlessly goes from the ruffle into our pony. I'm going to remove my hairpins. Gently. Now that they've helped me out, finish her with a good spraying of our Awaphui Wild Ginger finishing spray. I want this to last all night. And there we have it. Nice, quick updo that can be done following a beautiful blowout, just to enhance it a little bit more. And so I encourage you to add blowouts to your styling menu, because it's something that people are looking for, and if they don't know that you offer it, then they won't think to ask. So you have to let them know that blowouts are something that you offer and something that you're good at by showing them a beautiful blowout after their other styles. You remind them to come back, because blowouts aren't only for when you get your hair done. People like to have their hair done all the time. 38% of women aren't styling their own hair. They go to blowout bars and get it done. That's business that could be in your chair, building your clientele and filling any dead spots that you have in your schedule. So I hope that you've learned something today and that this has been educational for you. Does anyone have any questions for me? No? All right. Well, thank you so much for having me. Again, I thank you on behalf of John Paul Mitchell Systems and Beauty Systems Group, and I look forward to working with you again soon. Thank you.